Okay, hi everyone. We have with us today a Stanley. That's right, this is a Stanley mug that you all know and love. And what we're going to do is we're going to test it for lead. Phone call. Hey everyone, it's me, and I've got a Stanley. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to test this Stanley mug for lead. So I've got a lead test kit, and we're ready to give it a test. This is our test kit. Comes with swabs. You dip them in vinegar, and then you match them up along this color scale to see whether or not they've detected the presence of lead. So what we're going to do, take our first swab, and we're going to dip it in distilled white vinegar. Yeah, that is part of the process. You do have to dip it into vinegar first. So we did that. Dip it in the vinegar. It starts to turn orange. Orange means it's not detecting lead. It'll turn a very dark purple if it does detect lead. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach inside of our Stanley, where you really need to test for lead, because this is obviously where the material is in contact with your water or whatever you're drinking, and this is where it really matters whether there's lead in it or not. Oops, there's a little water from when I rinsed it. Dump that out. So I'm thoroughly swabbing inside all around, and then we're gonna set this swab aside, give it a little bit of time, a couple minutes, to see whether it turns red. Now, I know from having tested other things with these swabs, if there's a presence of lead, this thing will already have started turning this like dark purple. I don't see any indication of that at all, but we'll still give it some time just in case. So I'm swiping, I'm turning it as I swipe and swab. I'm going to go down inside there. There's actually a little, if you look closely, there's a seam where they kind of bond the parts of the metal together. And I thought, well, maybe that's where, maybe there's some lead leaking through there. So I'm going to swab that seam, especially to see if we see any lead detected. So we're going to set this swab aside on a paper towel while we use another swab, because I want to test some other surfaces on this Stanley mug. So swab number 2, vinegar again. Dip it into vinegar, get a little vinegar on there, vinegar's on there. We're going to test the outer rim, see if there's any lead there. Outer rim of the mug, and we'll set this one aside. Take another swab, since I feel like using up a whole bunch of swabs tonight. Dip it in vinegar again to activate it. Oops. Got the vinegar on me. That is not going to be pleasant at all. Now, you all probably have heard by now that the disc in the bottom, while it's kind of sealed, it does, there is lead behind that disc. So they say, don't take the disc out. The disc should never come out. This disc is clearly kind of behind this sticker. But we never had an issue with this disc. It's not loose, it's tight. We can't pry it out. You would have to really try to get that thing out. It wouldn't come out under normal use. Maybe if you dropped it right on that thing and popped it on something sharp, maybe you'd pop it off. I don't know. But if that were the case, I would consider this thing, the integrity of this mug, compromised. And at that point, all bets are off as far as like lead exposure. But that is a totally separate area from the internal surfaces that are completely sealed and separate for where your drink, your fluid from your drinks would be. But we'll go ahead and test this area down here anyway, just to see if maybe some of it's leaking out, it may get on your hands, something like that. So we're rubbing it. Again, the orange indicates no presence of lead. This thing turns a bright purplish color, so ruby. It starts off like turning red, then it gets like to a dark purple. So if you see any of that, it's detecting lead, and I don't see any. But we'll give it a minute also to sort of marinate. Okay, Okay, folks, we're going to do one more swab session, and what we're going to cover on this test is the handle, and that's going to include this rubber section here, right? And there's also rubber for grip on the inner part of the handle. So we're just going to do that. Just make sure, you know, there isn't any lead that's getting exposed to you in your hand.
How about if everything comes out negative, I get another Stanley?
Well, no. Why?
Please?
No, you will keep this one. All right. Again, we've activated the swab. We're going to rub it on this grip. Okay. So, and then we're going to rub it on the inner grip pad.
What's the inner grip pad?
Right there. See the inner grip pad? There's an inner grip pad, outer grip pad. Rubbing it on those. That's swab number 4. Putting them in order so we know which one is which. And last but not least, one final swab to test an entirely different section of this mug apparatus, that being the straw. So you're obviously going to be putting your mouth on this straw a lot. So we want to test it.
Really well.
We are going to wash it afterwards. We're not going to just drink right out of it. We're rubbing it inside, rubbing it outside. We will wash the straw afterwards. We want to see if the straw...
What if my germs have lead?
They don't. We're going to just see if the straw has any lead within it, because that is obviously going to be coming in contact with your
What about
drink.
like the inside of the top?
You want to do the inside
Not
of the top?
that part. No, not that.
The inside. Oh, the inside of this one? All right, we'll do that too. We'll rub that because your water would be in contact with that too. So rubbing that. All right, that is swab number 5. So let's go back and review our results. By now, the swabs would have churned color if they had detected any lead. This is the first swab, so this was the interior portion. It is not red or purple at all. So that is negative for lead. 0 lead detection on the inside. And just for the record, I have used these swabs for other things in some of our coffee mugs and things. And I actually did find some of our mugs, and especially the printed sections of some of our old mugs, did make these things turn ruby red and dark purple. So they do work. I do know what a positive test looks like. I'm not just guessing here. And this is not it. And it is very clear when it turns red. So, or when it detects lead. So this one was around the lip and the outer edge here, and it's not turning any other color. So it is negative for lead. This one was the bottom around the disc that has been causing all the controversy about, you know, the lead used in the manufacturing process. Totally negative. 0 redness or purpleness. And this one was swab number 4. So this was the rubberized grip on the top, and on the inside of the handle, also totally negative. Last one is swab number 5. It is also negative. I don't see any presence of lead. We did the inside of the straw. We did this plastic cap, inside of the plastic cap. And this is an aftermarket cap that goes on the straw. But so this, I don't even think this is made by Stanley, is it?
It's not.
Okay, so this is made by some other outfit. But just in case, since we got all these swabs and they're all activated, I'm gonna rub the inside of that. I don't see it turning colors. Again, when I have found lead, this thing's started turning colors right away. So I don't. This I would call definitely call a negative test on this little Santa Claus cap for the straw. So to wrap up, we used this Skeetus lead test. Lead test swabs. So this was a kit of 30, a set of 30 swabs. You activate it by dipping it in white vinegar, which we did.
White distilled vinegar.
Yeah, well, distilled vinegar, which is, you know, it's still white vinegar. And then you rub it on the surface. You give it a little bit of time, and you look for the color change. This is the color change bar. Goes from a sort of orangish color, no lead detected, negative for lead, to all the way through like a dark purple where lead is detected. We detected no lead on our Stanley mug anywhere. We tested it all over. This is the large, what is this? How
No,
many
it's
ounces is
30
this?
ounce.
30 ounce? Okay. This is a 30 ounce one. This for you if you own one of these mugs, you've got your kids using it, or you're thinking about getting one and you're worried. Obviously, lead is bad. It's very bad. It's a neurotoxin. It's bad for your brain. It builds up your body. Bad. There's no safe level of lead. Any product that has lead, you should avoid. And I would suggest getting a lead test kit, whether you get this one or another one. It's worth getting the kit, testing your stuff, test your coffee mugs. We had some little bowls that we were using that it tested positive for lead, so I threw them in the trash, and some coffee mugs too. So test all your stuff. It's worth it for your peace of mind and also for your health and safety. So I hope you found this video useful, and if so, hope to see you around. Take care, everybody. Bye.